I like to encourage proper supplementation. I also like to expand my knowledge base when it comes to ones that I am unfamiliar with and reintegrate those that have, been re-researched and re-researched over and over again to properly aid in my and your guys' exercise routines. But there's always been one, even with the research that is out there, that has shown that, okay, cool, it can end up boosting your overall strength, okay? It can be used in proper dosage to be a general hypertrophy boon, but I have always been skeptical of creatine, okay? Whenever I've tried it before, it's normally just a way to, hold on additional water weight, and as somebody who is not so vain as to just have, superfluous mass as a means to go, oh, look at that, bro, he lifts a lot of weight. I'm not out here trying to impress dudes or anything like that, just to get big, smooth muscles. Not really my thing, okay? So I've always stayed away from creatine, okay? I've heard it reviewed very, very well, but I've never wanted to integrate it. But now we're starting to see may end up being overestimated and kind of worthless. So creatine is a naturally occurring chemical found in muscle cells in foods such as red meat, fish, and poultry. Many athletes take creatine supplements because they are purported to increase muscle mass, enhance power output, and boost performance. But now research out of Australia reports that adding creatine to a weightlifting regimen does not build muscle faster, sparking new questions about the efficacy of the supplement. Yeah, because that's normally the big push on it. And you find, okay, if you take a look at the ingredient lists on a bunch of different pre-mixed pre-workouts, creatine is in just about all of them, unless, of course, you get the ripped variant, because I used to have, C4 ripped, which I did like, and it was generally tasty and, was made up of high-quality ingredients. But the regular C4, a lot of creatine that's in there, and I just kind of stopped because all of the different, artificial sweeteners that are in there, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just, make my own, and I'm not looking back anytime soon because it's working for me. And it's a lot cheaper, actually, in the long run. But anyways, going back to creatine here, okay, so if it's not building muscles, what are we doing? Okay, we've shown that taking 5 grams of creatine supplement per day, after your muscles are properly saturated, that's a generally fine level, because normally you want to just go ahead and there's a lot of people that superdose creatine when they first add it to properly saturate their muscles. I forget the full breakdown in the formula that you would use for lean muscle mass and how many grams you need to take per kilogram of lean muscle mass. It's a not too dissimilar formula to figure out how much protein you need per day when you take a look at lean muscle mass. Okay, it's normally you go 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of lean muscle mass. And that's generally what you need for maintenance. And if you want a little bit more than that, you have a little bit more protein, but you never want to go too far ahead of that. But I thought creatine was maybe a little bit under 1 gram per kilogram or 1 milligram, but really doesn't much matter. 5 is normally just for maintenance. The benefits of creatine have been overestimated in the past due to methodological problems with previous studies. Okay. Hagstrom, said participants in previous studies started creatine supplementation and exercise programs concurrently, making it difficult to discern which led to muscle gains. Okay. Researchers also overlooked the potential of creatine to cause water retention, she noted. Yeah, that's normally what I found, and it's like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need that. The UNSW trial put 54 healthy people between 18 and 50 through a 12-week resistance training program. Those in the supplement group took 5 grams of creatine daily. Recommended maintenance dose is 3 to 5. Yeah, maintenance dose. Once, of course, your muscles are saturated. And if you're just going to low dose it, if you're just going to keep it at 3 to 5 grams, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take about a month in order to get up to speed. That's why people, just, superdose it for the first couple of days. But okay, participants began creatine a week before starting the exercise program, which included 3 supervised resistance training sessions a week. They didn't do a creatine loading phase, which involves taking 20 to 25 grams for up to a week to rapidly saturate muscle creatine stores. There you go. See, I'm not just making it up. Okay, but they're just giving big round numbers. There's more of a comprehensive formula you can follow if you're so inclined. Okay, the researchers said creatine loading isn't necessarily necessary to reach saturation levels and can cause bloating or an upset stomach. Yeah, I guess it could. We had what we called a wash-in phase, okay, where half of the participants started taking a supplement without changing anything else in their daily life to give their body a chance to stabilize in terms of response to the supplement. Participants were directed to keep a food log and show their diet remained steady, had the bone mineral density and body composition measured with DEXA scans. Supplement takers, especially women, gained more lean body mass in the first week. The average was about 1.1 pounds more than the control group, but pretty quickly, those taking supplements dropped back to match the control group's gains. Both sets of participants put on average of about 4.4 pounds of lean body mass during the program. So yeah, they ended up catching up and, well, plateauing a little bit faster than the control group. These people taking creatine supplements saw changes before they even started exercising, which leads us to believe that it wasn't actual muscle growth but potential fluid retention. Now, once they started exercising, they saw no additional benefit from creatine, which suggests that 5 grams per day is not enough if you're taking it for the purposes of building muscle. Hagstrom said previous trials, which lasted 4 to 12 weeks, didn't have a wash-in period, found those on creatine gained about 2.2 pounds more muscle. In theory, that you would have expected our creatine groups to put on 6.6 pounds of muscle over the 12-week program, but they didn't. Findings were published in the journal Nutrients. But yeah, I guess if you're looking for performance, I guess they really didn't test that. Okay, if you're looking for additional power, the creatine could in fact still be for you. I'm not entirely dissuaded, and the people that are obviously adherents to it and you swear by it, they're going to stick with it, but I've always been skeptical of it, and then when it comes to long-term gains, yeah, I'll just stick with protein and doing the work. Don't need any shortcuts, really. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.